See. Hey humans, this is Paul Acevedo, EastX Twitch from Windows Central. Tonight I'm joined on the mic by Brian and Jeff, so-called gamer.
Yo.
How's it going?
And we are going to play some Beach Buggy Racing for Xbox One. This comes from Vector Unit, makers of Riptide GP2. They also developed at least one version of Hydro Thunder. And they have another game coming next year. It's Riptide GP Renegade, which is going to be their first real console exclusive game. It's very exciting. Yeah, although I
Cool.
think it is coming to mobile after consoles, but it's really developed for this generation of hardware, so it's going to be a lot fancier than even than the one we're playing tonight.
Well, if it's on PC Famicorp, it's probably going to end up on Xbox at some point because they're, so close that it's not even, there's no point in calling the differences between the two at this point.
Let's see. We'll talk a little bit about the game real quick. It has a split screen mode, which hopefully I'll get to show you guys tonight, maybe not. There is a daily challenge mode in which it presents you with a specific race and an objective that you have to get, and if you get it, then you earn some money. And then there's career mode, and it looks like I have to unlock championships. Yep. Wow, you also have to unlock quick race. That's unusual. This game is already on Windows Phone and Windows 8 and 10. It's free to play on those versions, so there's in-app purchases and stuff. I don't know if the balance is any different than this version. Before we start racing, we'll look at some of the stuff you can do. My vehicle here, I have colored it with Windows Central colors, and you can spend the gold you earn on all these different little upgrades. I've been putting it into handling because, frankly, the game's handling isn't very good compared to Mario Kart. But it actually reminds me of racing in the water, like in Riptide GP or something. It feels kind of like that, but you're, on land, so I don't know if it should be that way. You can look at a list of all the power-ups. There's 20 different power-ups, which is quite a lot. There are many different vehicles to choose from. I believe it's 10 different vehicles, which is a nice variety. You have access to all of them right out of the gate. And you can also unlock different drivers. I don't know what the faces of these drivers reminds me of. Maybe like the movie Ants or something. I don't know. They're kind of, they don't have noses.
I feel like this is the type of game that they should somehow use your avatar.
That would
Hey,
be
Cecil.
a feature. Alright. And this guy here on the character select screen, he's playing a Riptide GP2 arcade machine, which is a cool little touch. Yeah, so far Xbox One games have not supported avatars at all, as far as I know. Hopefully that'll be something they'll bring back this generation. They really, avatars were a good concept, and then Microsoft basically wasted them. But at least there was a little support on the 360.
Nintendo definitely ran with it.
Yeah, and people like that stuff, so there's just no reason not to take advantage of it. Alright, so I have one cup available. There's 9 total cups, and it looks like they have 6 races each. We're going to go ahead and do some racing.
Cool.
Stony Silence likes avatars. That's good, man. Very good.
I don't know what's up with all the Uno love for the Xbox 360. I just don't get it. I mean, it was a fun game, but
Oh yeah,
wasn't that awesome.
Sergeant Torrente sure loves it. Well, it provided a lot of people had it because it was only $5. There was little barrier for entry. It doesn't
True.
need a lot of concentration, so you can really focus on the socializing. And that's probably where a lot of the fond memories come from.
Well, I used it to chat with a buddy of mine who lived on the other side of the country. We just chat and play Uno.
There you go.
I never did play it.
That's a shame. Did you get a 360 right when they came out, or later on?
Oh no, I definitely did not get it early. I had one late in the game.
I remember camping out for it on launch. That was a lot of fun. It was really cold that year. This year is much warmer. But it was exciting. So here we go. It's a pretty good looking game. They say it's 60 frames per second. I believe them.
It looks pretty good. Is there any way to bring the camera out a little bit?
Unfortunately, no. And yeah, your vehicle does take up a
that's a
lot of
bummer.
the screen. Shot of power up.
And that's how you get 60 frames a second.
I think showing less of the vehicle actually would help the frame rate. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, they can kind of cover up,
First place.
things they don't have to draw with the
Yes.
buggy. He had a power up, Icky.
So how much was this game for
It's
Xbox?
$10. It's the
$10.
closest thing we have to Mario Kart on Xbox One. So if you want a kart racing game, it's your only option. But it's not a bad option at all.
Looks good. Yeah, it looks like they need a few more kart racing games. I mean, Sony doesn't have too many. Nintendo's got a couple.
Yeah, Nintendo obviously dominates that particular genre.
Well, yeah, they didn't start it, but they've certainly perfected it.
Everyone always says how good the Crash one
Team
was.
Racing. Oh,
That was a
Yeah,
good game.
Surprised they
Although-
didn't run with that more.
yeah,
You
they should bring
can
it
get
back.
that on PlayStation Classics, I believe. You can buy that. I think it's like $5 or $6.
Yeah, I might have to get it someday actually, just to try it. Be careful of the background noise, Brian. Ah, there's a giant crab on the track. So I don't know if I'll be able to catch up, but we'll find out.
Paul and his giant crabs.
I loved a dirty woman. Oh, and then I ran into...
Hope it was worth it.
Of course it was worth it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, the handling, as I was saying earlier, the handling is not as tight as I think it should be, but then again, you can also upgrade your vehicles, and probably that would eventually fix that.
Ooh, that poor chicken.
Yeah, that was... I shouldn't have run into the box, period. I should have just dodged it, but I wanted to see what was in it. Hey, I still came in first, even though I kind of messed up there. Bobblehead.
Not bad. Does this have rubber banding? Like Mario Kart
Well, I'm only
type
at the
games?
beginning of the game, because I only got it this week. Vector Unit generously provided me a copy for the stream as well. And so, yeah, I haven't had a chance to experience, the difficulty going up. We'll see. We'll play for a while tonight and see if anything like that happens. But yeah, the rubber banding in Mario Kart is so annoying. I've always hated that about it. You can overcome it, but just seeing the computer openly cheat is frustrating in games. I don't know. I
Can
don't know
be.
why Nintendo insists on having that little element.
Doesn't basically every kart racer have that?
They don't have to, but I mean, there aren't that many kart racers, period. There was another one, kind of like Mario Kart on Game Boy Advance, Konami Crazy Racers, I think it was called. And
Most of them have rubber banding. That way, I mean, you don't just completely dominate the field.
it's just give me selectable difficulty or something. But I was thinking,
Well, they have that too.
I play a lot of the Forza racing series, and I think in Forza Horizon there's a little bit of cheating. In Forza 6, I don't believe there really is. But yeah, in Forza 6, you can end up lapping the opponents and stuff, and that should happen if you're racing way better than them. They shouldn't just teleport to where you are. Oh, I only got third place that time.
Well, yeah, that's more a combination of sim light arcade, rather, where Horizons is kind of flipped around, where it's more arcade rather than sim.
Yeah,
If you know what I mean.
it's a balancing act. You do want to have some challenge, but again, like I said, it's just when the player can notice that something fishy is going on, then that's when it hasn't been done perfectly, I would say. I just upgraded my acceleration twice, so I'm going to try that race again and see if I do any better.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true. We did stream Riptide GP2. Vector Unit has been really cool about that. And
Mhm.
Hey,
That
what's
was
up,
good.
Mombox?
yo, Mongbox,
Hey.
excellent to see you. We've invited Mongbox to co-host next week. I hope she'll be able to.
Oh my.
So called, you're invited to, as is Alejandro. We'll just see who ends up turning up. Lately, something I kind of wanted to talk about. This is a little bit, I don't know, it's like a
Hey, Bob.
bittersweet kind of thing. We've been doing these streams for over a year now, you guys. And I wonder, have any of you viewers been here since the very beginning?
I have.
Awesome, Brian. Our very first stream was 2 games from the Pinball Effects 2 people. Castle... What's that castle one? Castle Strike or something?
I have a
forget, it was
terrible
a Games
memory.
with Gold title one time. Somebody should know.
I have no idea.
Lordy. Okay, well it was that game and Kickbeat. Maybe somebody in the audience knows. But that was our very first stream. I made a mistake there of pairing 2 games into one stream, whereas we could have, when they gave us prizes, we could have spread it out across 2 streams. But you're just starting out. Castle Storm, that's it. Thank you.
Ah.
Yeah, and I think that was around, I don't know, October-ish last year. So we've been doing it for a long time, and we pick up new people along the way. We lose some people. And it's, I don't know, lately it's been a little bit harder to get reliable co-hosts, although Brian is always great about being available for that, so that's nice. Ah!
I have no social life.
But I do think, I would like this, and the stream has grown over the year, but I would like us to grow it even more. Like, I really would like everyone to make an effort to get some of their friends to attend the stream.
You need to do like an 8-hour stream, man. Get all the people from Europe.
That would, if I had the personal time for it, I don't know, maybe sometime when I'm playing a game for review, I really will just stream it for a long time. We never have really experimented with that. Well, I don't know, when we were doing Ori and the Blind Forest, I did do a lot of late night streaming of that. But it would be an interesting thing to try.
Could do 8 hours of Helldivers.
That would be a lot of fun. I wanted to do an official Helldivers weekend stream, but they said they don't have enough codes to go around initially, but that we could try back in a few months. So maybe eventually.
Cool.
I felt it was a perfect time to drop a link.
That was perfect. Good work, man.
You see how I did that?
Nice segue. Yeah.
See, that's why I like to have you co-host. Came in first that time. Not too shabby. Some money. Yeah, you guys, it's a hard thing just because I work 2 different jobs, and a lot of my job is writing and stuff, and I don't get paid by the hour for streaming or anything like that. If I get paid by the hour, believe me, I'd be streaming all year long, but... This one has some cool water effects. They could be a little better, but they're alright. Better than no water effects. And there's dinosaurs. Excellent. Dinosaurs make everything better.
You talking about the really long streams there, Bob?
Could be. Catch a lot of random people.
Well, you get people who are just like bored and like, hey, let's see what's on Twitch.
Yeah, believe me, we'll continue thinking of new things. Like we got the green screen. We're doing little upgrades over time as we're able to. But please, everyone, do try to get some of your friends to come along when you can. That's just, like Mongbox's husband got her into the stream. That was cool. We need more stuff like that. Although then we lost him after she got into it, which puts us not at an advantage.
Yeah, there's no net gain there.
Exactly. Except female viewers are like more precious than gold, so yes, getting a female viewer is pretty special.
That sounds sexist.
Well,
Paul.
it's a sad fact of life that the ladies do not embrace Twitch. Not that there are no female Twitch streamers or anything, but yeah, for every 100 viewers, you might have like 1 female, so...
Yeah, I'd argue there's probably more female streamers than watchers.
Yeah, it feels that way. I mean, because if you're a female and you play games and you want to stream, then you're going to get a lot of attention. So... But yeah, I wish that as a whole they would embrace technology, new technology faster, but it's just something of, a common trait of that gender is that many of them don't. Alright, now I'm gonna race against the boss is what it looks like, and then I should unlock those 2 modes that I couldn't do before. A one-on-one race against Leilani. I went to college with a girl named Leilani. We carpooled a lot of days.
Cool.
Random fact of the day.
Well, I mean, how often do you see the name Leilani? Just about never. Exactly.
Never.
She was nice, but she has some kind of... It's either borderline personality disorder or bipolar.
She had Tourette's. She just screamed at people
Well, it
for no
wasn't that
reason.
bad, but dang it! I just wasted my box, and I got in her dumb flowers. But no, like any little thing could make her extremely angry. Like I remember one time I was talking about how I don't like fraternities, and her and her husband, they were fiancés at the time, but they both were in a fraternity and a sorority, you know. And you know that's fine, whatever. I still don't like them. I don't think they're a good idea, and I think they lead to a lot of bad things, such as all the rape and stuff.
Yeah, they can. They're actually banned in my university. They can't. Well, they're not banned outright. They can't build houses because the school won't give them property to build houses.
Man, she is really tough, this boss. I'm not gonna win.
Yeah, she is kicking your butt.
To me, it's more about how the university
Yeah, there
handles
may be
them.
ways to have them and prevent them from doing very many bad things, but as a rule, I don't think like hazing and just there's so many easy ways for clubs and gangs to go bad. It's kind of like a gang for college people, you know. But that's no insult to people who are in good and responsible ones or anything like that. It's just like I said, there's a lot of them that aren't good.
Lloyd feels your pain on the flowers there. He just drained his phone dry playing this game.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about those stupid flowers. Like, I don't know what I can do to not run into them when I get close to her.
And Famicor wants to know how many tracks are in this game.
Yes,
Do you know
I do.
yet?
There are 15 tracks. Yeah, pretty good number. Anyway, what was I talking about?
Yeah, you need to step your game up, Paul.
I lost. Aw.
Yeah. Well, shocking. Real shocking.
I may need to do some more upgrades and grinding, which is built into the game. You know, it's built as a free-to-play game, so, on phones you're encouraged to go ahead and buy some gold. Can't do that on this version. But anyway,
Really?
the point of my story was I was just saying how I don't like fraternities, and she got so incredibly angry at me. Like, you just would not believe it. It was ridiculous. All right.
I try to get to all the comments, Famicor. It's just I try not to interrupt him while he's doing story time.
That's always a thing. There's more than one of us on the mic. There's often things I want to say, but I can't because somebody else is talking at that moment. It's just how we do things. But we do love you all and value your opinions and comments. I'm going to go back and redo these, see if I can get more gold that way. Living Dead Girl. By the way, hi, Living Dead Girl.
It's got to be this awesome new mic,
A little too awesome sometimes.
Maybe that's what it is.
Just talk, Brian.
Hello.
God, what was I was wanting to tell? Oh man, I'm not even looking now. Sorry.
Little buffering there. Hopefully it's just my internet.
But Living Dead Girl, I was gonna say, has not been answering my messages on Skype. That's cold, Dead Girl.
That's because she wants to hear Brian talk.
Maybe so.
I don't know what Royal Bob's into, but petting all the weird cats he can find in 10 minutes, that sounds a little strange.
That's something he'd do, though. Come on, we gotta do this.
What's going on, Andre?
Tell us all about it. By the way, we haven't gotten around to doing my Darius Burst review. I promised you guys a Darius Burst review, and unfortunately I just ended up getting a little too bogged down to do it, but hopefully it'll be ready this week. Second place again, crikey.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Always a Clydesdale, never a Clyde. Yeah, it is free Elder Scrolls Online weekend this weekend, so if you want to download it and play it for free, you can. And I think it's a really good game. I haven't been playing it a ton lately, but I do like it a lot. Let's see. We're just going to switch to a different track.
Surprisingly, for an Elder Scrolls, surprisingly, I just wasn't interested in story at all.
Aww.
Well, it's an MMO. Typically, they're very light on story.
Yeah, but it's Elder Scrolls, so you kind of expect at least something.
Well, I know people are going to skip through a lot of it, but I mean, like, what parts I paid attention to of it, I thought were fine, but I don't pay attention to a ton of it.
Make sure to specify what platform you want, otherwise I gotta ask you.
Yeah, and then things just get hairy.
Mm.
You know, something really good happened yesterday that I'm excited to tell you guys about. You know, for the last month, they've been doing a Kickstarter to bring back Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I've mentioned it a few times in other streams, but Mystery Science Theater 3000 is a classic show from the 90s in which a trio of characters would watch cheesy movies and make jokes about them. And then, like, around the commercial breaks, there would be sketches. Just, it takes place on a spaceship, and so you have these sketches set on that ship. Really cool show. One of the early standout shows for Comedy Central, actually, when the network was just starting out. Woo! It ran for, I forget how many years. Is it 9 years? A decent number of years. Switched over to Sci-Fi Channel at one point. Eventually got canceled. Anyway, they've been having a Kickstarter for it. The Kickstarter was already successful enough. They set it up in such a way that if they hit their minimum goal, they would make 3 new episodes. And then if they... Can I upgrade my car yet? Yeah, I can upgrade something. Then if they made more money than that, it would fund additional episodes. So that way they were less likely, you know, instead of asking for the full huge amount, they asked for a smaller amount and hoped that Goodwill would keep things going on. And
Yeah, they got like 9 episodes or something like that funded,
well,
right?
actually, yesterday they hit the 12 episode goal. They did a live telethon on YouTube.
Nice.
It was exciting to watch. And then they even hit the one final extra stretch goal they had, which was to make a holiday special. So now there's going to be 13 brand new episodes. I was watching the telethon live as it happened, and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You know, I donated $100 to this thing myself.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, you get some pretty good.
You must
Love it.
You must really want this thing to
So
happen.
much. I mean, it's a nostalgic thing, but also it's just a. I mean, I really believe in it. You know, I really like what they are doing.
I mean, figure it's the type of show that it's not going to cost a ton to make. It's just the time to write the jokes and everything.
Because
Well, it's also all the licensing and stuff
definitely
for the movies.
the licensing is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's generally they're not exactly picking the biggest movies on Earth.
No, you're right about that.
So I can't imagine
That's true.
it's too
Yeah,
expensive.
I think they said something like one individual episode cost about $300,000 to make, or something, some number like that. So it's not crazy.
Yeah, it's
there's
not
a lot
terrible.
of shows that cost $1 million to make. Let's see if I'm fast enough to beat her yet. So in a year's time, that show's going to happen, and I don't know if they'll make it available for people who weren't in the Kickstarter to watch. I mean, definitely they'll sell it on Blu-ray and DVD, but the question is, will people be able to watch it like on YouTube or Netflix or something? We'll find out. Ah. Did they have to make the boss battle so hard? Ooh, lightning. What does that do? Oh, I was pushing the wrong...
Does it shrink them?
You would think. Oh, no, it shoots lightning ahead of you. If I could get close enough to her, I'd do it. But I could not. Now I got 3 world crack things. What the world does that do?
Did you hear that story recently about the... there's someone who's, I guess, has some type of Star Wars, I don't know if it's a podcast or something, but they were able to get their hands on action figures early from Walmart. They posted a picture on Facebook, and Disney had them take it down.
Probably did a DMCA, yeah.
Yep. Well, here's the funny part, is then they wrote a letter to Disney, and they rescinded it and allowed them to put it back up.
Nice.
And then 15 minutes later, they had
took
to
it down
take
again.
it down again.
That doesn't make any sense.
I hate DMCA.
And Disney, Ars Technica's getting on them pretty hard.
Well, they should, because that's just silly.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a photo taken down of something they purchased legally.
Yeah,
Literally.
that shouldn't be available.
That's crazy.
Shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, that's just messed up. That's that's Disney or Facebook abusing the copyright rules. It's just BS.
Well, that's the problem with all that stuff is, I don't think anyone's talking. It's just Disney's computers talking to Facebook computers.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
it's getting taken down.
Not cool. By the way, this fight is ridiculous. It's making me angry. My vehicle is just simply not equipped to beat this enemy, and now I'm going to have to grind, which I'm sure makes for a wonderful stream.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Well, that's how they keep you playing, Paul.
Yeah, they may not have adjusted the difficulty when they brought it to console. They may have just left it at that free-to-play level of difficulty. Because really, you shouldn't have to grind right smack at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they should let you get in halfway and then, make you start grinding out them coins.
If I must. What are you seeing twice next week, Brian?
Star Wars.
Well, tell us here, dude.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to see that in
You
theaters or not.
should. Yeah, I remember we practically had to drag you to see Ant-Man, dude.
Hey, you have
I'm
to drag
But
me
not,
to it.
but I do remember that you're not like a big
I mean, I
theater
wasn't-
guy.
Well, it's just,
It's
I
expensive.
don't mind seeing a movie, but of course, I was like, after I saw that, I was like, you know what? I'll go see another movie in theaters. And then I saw the newest Hitman movie, and I was like, screw the theaters.
Jeez.
Apologize for that.
You,
But Hitman
you made
was
the
so
mistake
horrible.
of going to see a game movie.
Yeah, but
I don't know
I
if there's
figured
been a
Hitman
movie
would
based
be-
on a game that
Silent
was
Hill
good
was
yet.
pretty good, I thought. Not everyone liked it, but if you're not overly
Eh.
picky, then it is pretty good adaptation of the games.
they weren't
I'm not
amazing.
into
But
scary games.
it wasn't amazing. But the Tomb Raider movies
I'd
weren't
like to
terrible.
see them. I never have.
Actually, yeah, you're right. They weren't terrible. They weren't great,
mean-
but they weren't terrible.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for classic cinema, no. But I mean, if you like Tomb Raider, I think Angelina Lee or whatever her
Angina?
name is,
Yeah, yeah.
Angelina. Yeah, there you go, Angina. How about that?
You okay, dude?
Yes, I'm fine.
I was kind of wondering what that noise was.
Angina. It's right before you have a heart
Oh,
attack.
okay. Now it makes
Wow.
sense.
Ken's, I don't know how you loved
Sorry.
Hitman.
The new Hitman or the original Hitman? Because there are two of them.
Somebody
well,
actually
both
wasted
of-
money twice.
Both of them were horrible, but the
Jeez.
second one was most
Wow.
definitely horrible. I even saw the first one. I still went to go see the second one.
Well, they were made by the same people. They came many years apart, so it's not like, well, the first one wasn't good, the
Yeah.
second one definitely won't be. But it just worked out poorly. So
I don't think you need CGI for that light speed. I think just some good foam will work.
what is he talking about?
Angelina Jolie's assets in those
They
movies.
faked them? They did not.
Well, she is certainly not as big as the video
Well,
game
sure,
character.
but I mean, there's other ways to, if you wanted to make her bustier, there's other ways to accomplish that.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. There, some foam padding will
Some quality clothing.
bulk her out. Yeah, there you go. That's a much
Go to
classier
the
way to
sock
say it.
store.
They probably would go for a little higher quality stuff than
Probably,
socks.
yes.
Stony Silence likes the Mortal Kombat movies.
The first one wasn't
yeah.
terrible. The rest of them were absolutely appalling.
Part one is really fine. Like when part one came out, I don't think anybody who liked games didn't like it. Like since then, I think if you look back at it as an older adult, then you can see how the plot is not as strong as it could be. But it was fine for the time.
It was one of the very first big video game movies I remember. Honestly. Unless the Tron video game came before the movie. I don't think so, though.
No.
No. All right.
Hasn't there been a ton of Tron video games?
Not
There have been several. I don't know if
Tron
there have been a
2.0,
ton.
I was told was very good. The game, not the horrible second movie.
I don't think they've made a Halo movie yet. They made a Halo mini series.
Two
It was pretty
different ones.
good.
Well, you could count the animated Halo anthology as a movie. It's kind of a movie, not that it came out in theaters.
Well, I suppose. But the one they have on the Halo channel on Xbox One, that's a pretty good series.
It it didn't catch. Is it the newest one or the one before that? Because there's more than one.
It's the one they were hyping up with the Master Chief collection.
Yeah, that one. I guess I didn't quite have the patience for it. Like, it felt too green screeny to me. It didn't feel real enough.
Well, okay, I can see where you're coming at with that.
But I'm real particular. It's funny, I'm using a green screen tonight, but I'm very particular about green screen work. Like, if I notice a lot of it, then it just makes me not like the thing at all.
Well, I mean, it takes place around a distant star on a chunk of a, Halo ring, a fictitious thing against alien enemies. Come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna expect a lot
you
of
just
fake
gotta
there.
you gotta hide it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? It's just a thing. If I see it, and it takes me out of it too much. But also,
Nightfall
I
was
think
all right.
also green screens affect the actors' performances many times. Like,
It does. I mean, that's part of the big issue with the new Star Wars movies,
Yeah.
the prequels,
huge.
is like half the stuff in those movies was all
Yeah,
green
and
screen.
many times they were not even in the same room together acting, just out of sheer laziness on Lucas's part, which is so frustrating.
Yeah, I
actually-
mean,
I actually like all three of those movies, except for any love
Oh
scenes.
lordy,
yeah.
All of those are absolute garbage. But honestly, I think the movies are fun. All of them.
oh man,
Even
good.
Jar Jar,
you
yes.
like Jar Jar?
Yeah, he was
Oh,
all right.
oh,
he was
guys.
annoying.
I didn't
He
say
was
I
supposed
like
to be
Jar
annoying,
Jar,
though.
but
He's supposed to be funny. He's not funny. He's just cringe-inducing to me.
If you're 3 years old, he's
Okay,
hilarious.
well, that's not what Star Wars is supposed to be. That's one of the reasons why people reject
Oh,
it so
it's
much.
it's supposed to be for kids.
Oh man, the original movies are
Star
just
Wars
solid,
is always
real good sci-fi action movies.
No. I've read several interviews with Lucas. He says the movies were originally created as a copy of Saturday morning serials for
Well, you can't
kids.
listen to him because he's a hack. Here we go.
What does he
Kind of
know?
lucked into the first Star Wars movie even being good, and then the other people had to write and direct the other ones for him.
well, isn't luck just what do they say? Where hard work meets opportunity.
Perhaps so.
Yeah, pretty
But
close.
yeah, apparently even his personal first edit of the film was disastrous, and somebody else had to re-edit it for him to turn it into a coherent movie. So it's funny, just although he obviously does play some part in Star Wars being a success, I wouldn't attribute it all to him. A lot of it goes down to everyone else. Woo!
Well, I'm sure he's having fun on a private
Yeah,
island
exactly.
somewhere.
Yeah, with his $4
Doesn't-
billion or whatever
Doesn't
it
matter
was.
how good he is anymore. But I am finally in the lead in this thing, so the upgrades seem to have done the trick. And that grinding wasn't actually too
Hey,
bad,
hey.
because the first level pays 200 gold and it's so easy. Dang it.
Yeah, the upgrades don't look terribly expensive, so
Yeah, it was... I thought the gold payouts were going to be slower. That worked out fine.
they might have. I don't know if they boosted them from the mobile devices. That might be.
Yeah, I wish we had a developer around to ask, but yeah, that is certainly a possibility. Woo, come on, let's do this, let's win.
Someone was saying that they hated Jar Jar even as a kid. I was thinking, I don't think that movie was out when I was a kid.
Well,
It
trying to
came out
think
like
when it came
15
out.
yewas ago,
yeah,
man.
they're...
Episode 1.
Yeah, how old was I? 18, 19 when it came out? Something like that.
Yeah, I was like late high school when it came out.
Oh no, you know, come to think of it, I must have been 20. Yeah, I
You'd have
must
been older.
20,
Yeah.
because I was dating Sarah at the time, and I was 20 when I dated her.
Oh, Sarah, of course.
Oh yeah. We all know
I did
Sarah.
anyway.
Did she also have the crab issue?
Thankfully, no.
Cool.
That came
No,
later.
hopefully episode 7 doesn't have anything too blatantly dumb like that. We'll find out.
I think their cute character is going to be BB-8.
Yeah, but BB-8's like R2-D2, you know?
Hmm.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, R2D2 was kind of the cute character in the original series.
Somehow I have to level up my car, and then I can... How do I do that? 250 HP. How do I... Oh. That's interesting. I maxed him out, then I leveled him up, and now I can do more upgrades. What do you know?
Oh, I figured they'd make you buy a new car.
Yeah, I think they all have similar starting stats. Okay, we're gonna add Alejandro to the call, by the way.
Cool.
And now let's go do some... Oh, it looks like I unlocked a new driver, too. I can be Leilani, I see. By beating her, I unlocked her.
Hello
You
there.
can wear her like a suit.
Yo, Alejandro... That's weird, dude.
It's only
Yeah.
slightly creepy.
She's a skin suit. Alright, yeah, we've just been joined on mic by Alex Skywalker, Alejandro.
How are you doing, guys?
Nobody wants to answer him.
Tired.
I'm on vacation for the rest of the year,
Lucky.
so 2 thumbs up.
I generally take vacation right before Christmas until mid-January or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, there's no such a thing as vacation anymore.
Yeah, the closest I get are working vacations, covering QuakeCon and things like that.
Yeah. I'm forced to. I have to take vacation.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes, it's terrible. Ugh.
What, take it or lose it sort of thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
And since getting my new position a couple years ago, I have accrued it at a much faster rate, so I got up to that maximum pretty fast. Faster than I thought I would.
Yeah, one of my brothers takes December off every year.
Wow.
Nice.
You guys are making me jelly.
Should just take from like Thanksgiving
place.
on. That's close enough.
Wow.
Yeah, I usually try to take about 3 weeks off. Something like that.
Okay, very nice.
Well, I already had 2 off when I went to Europe.
Oh, yes, you did. What is...
So that tells you how many vacation hours I've accrued since the start of the year.
Hey, I got an achievement for 3-starring all the levels in that cup. That's cool. Yay.
Nice.
Hey, this game looks oddly familiar. I have it and I have played it. I cannot remember which platform
Phone or
though.
tablet, maybe?
It's on a few.
Android, Windows Phone.
Yeah, I think it must have been Android. Yeah.
You traitor.
Track. That's a good question, Pure Pretzel. I think it... I don't even know if the high score is really online. I would have to pay better attention. Sorry, I know Pure Pretzel asked another question earlier and somebody started talking and I didn't get to answer him. Oops, everyone's ahead of me. I don't like that.
Pure pretzel. Let's see. What did he ask?
It was been a little while, so... Let's see... Alejandro, what have you been up to today, man?
Oh, I just came back from walking on a Christmas festival.
That sounds like fun.
Pure pretzel
Walking or
asked-
working?
Oh, sorry.
What's he ask?
What's that?
Does this game have online
The answer
multiplayer?
is no, it does not. It only has local multiplayer for up to 6 players. 6-player split screen if you have that many controllers.
I think
I
I
do.
saw that question. Somebody answered him before.
That's good. I didn't
I'm
get to
not
answer
sure.
him is all.
Ah,
But now he has been double answered. So that's even better.
indeed.
The jackpot.
Ooh, this area is cool. I like the underground volcano. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a good looking level. I mean, obviously the polygons not very complex, the models and stuff, but still just there's creativity to the level designs.
I mean, look at Mario Kart 64, man. It looked terrible. It looked terrible,
Yeah.
but it had heart. And that's what made that game. It was such a good game.
I think a game like this, I'd get into if I had people around wanting to play a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's best with friend, you know,
Made
bunch
it.
of buddies.
Took an alternate pathway in this level, which is neat that they have some of those. Yeah, Vector Unit specializes in arcade-style racing games, and so they are pretty good at them, as you would imagine. First place.
I believe Windows 10 has multiplayer built in for their games for Windows type thing, right? The ones you buy from the store.
Well, you sign in with your live account also,
Yeah,
right?
so I think
Yeah.
I think it does do that sort of thing. I don't know if they have any sort of special servers set up for it yet.
Oh, it did. That was my friend's leaderboards on the right of the screen. I should be paying better attention. My bad.
Yeah, I saw 2 people on there earlier that are normally on the stream.
Nice.
I can't.
I saw
remember who they were.
Mosui. He's been to our streams before. It's been a long time.
Did you guys notice? And I just noticed like I don't know, maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that finally the Xbox app on Windows, when you click the store button, actually brings up Xbox
heard
One
that.
games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Nice.
compared to bringing up the Windows 10 store.
Yeah, like who cares about that?
Interesting.
That's well, I mean, on Windows, I would assume that you would want it to bring up the Windows Store.
Well, you're
Because
using
you're
the
on
Xbox
Windows.
Xbox app.
Well, yeah, but you're using the Xbox app if you're using the Xbox.
Yeah, well, Xbox is sort of just their whole idea behind gaming. It's not necessarily the hardware platform.
Yeah, but you say Xbox, what do you think people
Yeah,
mean?
they're using the when they're
Right.
using the Xbox app, it's to do Xbox One functions. That's the whole purpose of that app.
Yeah. Yeah, for some time I thought they were just kind of referring to like, oh, there's this universal platform now, so we go to the same place no matter what device you are on, and there's the cross-platform experience. But I think this was before that, so it was a little confusing, I think.
Well, at least they are improving it. Now all they need to do is let us buy
Yeah.
Xbox 360 games through the Xbox One, which is something they're planning to do.
I think they're getting there, yeah.
Yeah. We're getting there.
I think I read an article about that on
Achievement.
Windows Central,
Ooh, comeback.
actually.
Went from last place to first on the last lap of a race. Talk about kicking butt.
Nice. Yeah, I think this game might have a little rubber banding in it.
It's certainly possible. Obviously, the way the power-ups in Mario Kart type games work is that the people who are behind you can just activate a power-up and cream you. For better or worse.
Well,
Oh, I need to go do some
That's
upgrades.
what's
Oh, yeah.
fun about it.
It can be. You know, I hear the new Mario Tennis is really crap.
is it out?
That's
Oh, I
Either
didn't know
it's
that.
out or it is just about to come out, but it must already be out if everybody's reviewing it.
This might
Yeah.
date me a little bit, but the last Mario Tennis game I played was for the Virtual Boy.
Oh, wow.
I actually love that. That game was fun as
Wow.
heck.
Neat. The only Virtual Boy game I played was like a space shoot 'em up or something. Can't remember what it was called. It was a launch title though.
Yeah, I got it right when they were selling all of them for dirt cheap. So I had almost every game in the system and paid almost nothing for
lucky.
it. Yeah, it was fun though. It was. I don't know what all the hate's for. I actually liked it.
This level's
Got it.
really unfair. I'm gonna have to grind for. I start at the end, and then I get timed out and eliminated. That doesn't make any sense. I still got 100 gold
yep.
for it though.
Is that an actual race, or is it one of those type of races where like the last place gets knocked
Yeah,
out? every
it's
so
that kind of
often?
race. But the thing is, like, it started me at the end. You know, usually in that kind of, I don't know. I'm gonna need upgrades to be able to actually overtake people. So let's redo a level. Yeah, the Virtual Boy came out actually like right before my son West X was born. It's crazy.
So what year would that have been?
1995.
Okay, and it was probably went on fire sale the same year. To be
Probably,
honest,
yeah.
so yeah, I probably got it right around 95 then.
At least the Dreamcast lasted 2 years before they canned it. Wrongly, of course.
Well,
but,
I
you
mean,
know.
the Virtual Boy was always poorly designed from the start. Black and red graphics, that wasn't going to catch on.
It's not that bad, but it's the thing everyone likes to hate on. So
Well, for reasons, but you're right. There are good games for it. Although the controller is really weird. I never got
It's
it.
weird, but it worked for some games. Like Tetris, it worked really well for 3D Tetris.
What about Nestor's Virtual
Yeah,
Bowling?
the twin stick thing.
What's that?
Nestor's Virtual Bowling.
I never
The
played
only
that.
game with Nestor from Howard and Nestor, the Nintendo Power Comics.
Yeah. No, I never played that. I had a lot of the games, but I didn't have that one. Wario game on that was really
Neat.
fun. They had a golf game on there that was pretty fun.
Was there a...
If you like
I
golf.
think Panic Bomber was on that, but not a real Bomberman. Panic Bomber is like the puzzle game variant of Bomberman. Not very good.
I think I had that. I'm not sure though. My system broke, so I no longer have it, which
Yeah,
kind of
it's a
stinks.
shame.
But
I'm real
eBay.
close to digging through my closet and selling off like a lot of my old game stuff, like Saturn games and stuff like that. I just wonder if I'll actually make any money off of them. I mean, like take in enough for it to be worth doing. In other words, obviously I'm not going to profit.
yeah, I don't
It
know if
depends
Saturn
what you have.
would be. I guess
Right.
it depends on the
Dreamcast
game.
too.
Like Virtual Boy, there's no way I'd buy it. It's too expensive right now.
I'll Skype you a website that has all the latest prices for video games that have sold on eBay and Amazon and all kinds of stuff.
It just
That'll tell you what
Thanks,
games
that
are
would be
worth
handy.
it.
I would just sell them in lots. Like I'm not going to go through a lot of trouble, but it is helpful to know what
Right.
their values are.
Oh yeah.
I did that with my Sega Master System games. I just sold that as a lot. It would take way too much energy to
Yeah,
sell them
that's what I figured.
separately.
But I did this once with my Sega Genesis games. I had a huge Genesis collection, something like 160 games. These are all with boxes and many with manuals. Like I was really proud of my collection, but eventually I said, hey, these are taking up too much space and I don't play them, so I'm just going to sell them to get some room. Had to do that.
Always a bad
Well, I
idea.
mean, it makes me sad to get rid of things, but you know, sometimes you just have to. Like I just don't have unlimited space. If I owned my own house and it was big enough, then I wouldn't do stuff like that, but that is not the case. And anyway, I had to box up the lots. You know, first you photograph it, but then you fit them all in a box, and then you have to take them and get a shipping estimate so you can have the exact right shipping charges, because eBay doesn't let you
Oh, yeah.
really overcharge on shipping. Although some people do, but I don't know how to do it. It never would let me. And yeah.
Like mine, my Master System collection was bought from some guy in France, and the shipping cost was actually as much as the games were.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, they calculate the tax into that too.
Yeah, I think I charged them like I sold like a number of games for like 40, 45 bucks, and I charged them $40
Son of a
shipping.
crap.
That bad,
Look what
huh?
it's doing.
Hmm?
Just
Ow.
twice, 2 races
Gotta-
in a row, the stupid camera just goes totally out of whack. Sorry. That's frustrating.
Wow, yeah, that is strange.
Yeah, and so I lost. I mean, I had to lose, and that's two times in a row. Not cool. The character with the bunny ears looks like Louise from Bob's Burgers. From behind,
Kinda.
you know?
Yeah.
So you have shortcuts and like special side roads instead of just like one main road like
Yeah,
Mario
there are
Kart.
some side paths, which is cool.
Oh, cool.
In fact, I might take the side path when I get up here.
It's always good to have secret paths. Paths.
Yeah, I apologize for the grinding, you guys. Like, I don't like having to grind on stream, and actually it makes me go a little numb mentally. But what can we do? Ah, and then I fell into a fire pit.
You could get better.
Should, right? Hey, I mean, so-called, you've done plenty of streaming on your own, and Brian has too. It's one thing we should remind viewers of. A lot of viewers don't understand that actually playing a game on a stream is harder than just playing it on your own. Ah,
Oh yeah, way harder.
Especially
Trying
if
to
you're
talk
new to the
and
game.
Yeah.
keep going. It's
and we
it's
complicate
tough.
things even further by having multiple hosts. So, yeah,
Well,
that
that's
makes
true.
it even more overstimulating.
Paul's just stimulated.
I always wanted to do a gaming podcast, so this is the next best thing. It's actually maybe even better, except that I don't get to concentrate on the audience as much as I would like.
Why don't you do a podcast?
Well, we wanted to do an official one, and it got shot down. And we've...
Don't they already do like 4 different podcasts at Windows Central?
That's a good question.
Windows Central does podcasts
I don't know
anymore?
if they do anymore. Daniel used to, and then he stopped for some reason. He was doing them with Jay, who developed our app, and then eventually abandoned it. Again, I don't know what happened behind that, but...
Yeah, it's amazing that the Windows Central app on Android is the best.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't...
Surprisingly, the Mobile Nations apps, even on iOS, are not that good.
Huh.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's by far the best on Android.
Let's see.
Sounds to me like they probably created it in one platform, then they just did a quick port to another platform, and it didn't work out very well.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, I'd have to look again, but obviously the Window Phone app is completely different than the Android
I
version.
don't want to do that one.
Right.
So it's not like they got like a group of people that did them all together
Yeah,
or
that's
anything.
true. They're all different
Unfortunately.
contractors.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have one app that looks the same on all the
I
platforms.
think so, although, at least a lot of our readers early on, maybe some of them have gotten over this, but we have readers who hate concepts like hamburger menus and stuff. Like any kind of popular things, they want it just to be done the Windows way, some different, unique, unusual way. And
They better get used to it, because that's how it's going to be in Windows 10 from now
yeah,
on.
it's silly. They are silly about that.
I like the different look, but it's not as functional.
Yeah, you don't want to lose out on that functionality, and also that's just more work for developers. And the more work developers have to do to support your underdog platform, the less platform support you get. So you have to make it easy just to, as easy as possible to do those ports with as few changes required as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it should be you standardize what you want your look and feel of your platform, so to speak, your Facebook or your whatever, to be, and then that's how you make it look on all the different platforms. So you don't have to do a complete redesign every time you want to do it somewhere else.
What hit me?
It's kind of hard. I see the two sides because the whole push for the new Windows 10 templates is to have apps that run on all Windows 10 power devices. So they have this universal templates that let you write an app that can work on Windows as an executable, on the Windows Store, the kind of the Metro-like apps, and then on Windows Phone. So there is that, and then on the other hand, all this cross-platform solutions always kind of make it look like a web app inside of an app, and some people are used to the kind of the workflow of how you interact with a specific platform. So the way the menus are organized, the way transitions occur, it's just kind of a visual cue of what's expected. And so like Windows Phone is very unique because it has kind of that swipe from side to side. Android and iOS have kind of grown to be very similar in the table views. There's always a table with rows and cells, and Windows Phone really never adopted that paradigm as much. So,
well, Windows is starting to, at least in Windows Phone 10, I've noticed they're starting to get rid of the side-to-side type things. I mean, they do exist a little bit, but not nearly as big as they were in 7 and 8. They are they've started to switch to more of an Android type paradigm, which is whatever. I'm not a big fan of it, but at least Apple has standardized everything in their OS to where no matter what app you get in, unless they've done something really funky with the coding on the app, you can always swipe from the left, from outside the screen in towards the right, and it'll go back. I find myself doing that a lot on Windows, on my Windows Phone, going, why isn't this working?
I would argue, that's the most obvious thing when you switch in between platforms. Is a lot of Android looks the same, a lot of iOS looks the same, and Windows Phone, you get about everything.
Yeah, it's who made the original original app and what platform did they make it on? Well, that kind of dictates what
Hmm.
what the Windows device looks like now, or what the Windows platform looks like now.
Yeah, I was messing
It's
with
sort of all over the
Windows.
place.
I was messing with Windows 10 on my M8, but now my M8's in a boot loop, and I haven't
Oh,
felt like messing with.
that's a shame.
Yeah,
Fun
it's
times.
probably an easy fix, but just
Flash that bad boy.
Both of you guys.
I don't.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
It's like my third. It's like my third phone that I use, so I don't really
Mm.
need to do it anytime soon.
I just wanted to say before we leave the subject of phones that the swiping side to side menus are super inefficient. So like they were a differentiator, but they're not actually better for most types of menus. Like I think
It,
It was
Yeah,
too difficult for people to understand them.
yeah, that for one
Yeah.
thing. But like the more complex the menu is, the less appropriate it is for swiping between a bunch of pages.
yeah, I
Mhm.
completely agree with that. Like on my Android launcher, I much prefer the app drawer to go up and down scroll compared to pages left and
Definitely.
right.
Mhm.
Like it just feels more fluid doing it up and down.
Mhm.
Welcome back, Kinzibit. Why do you have
Hey,
to
hey.
even come back?
I think his
He
battery was
had,
dying.
yeah, his battery was dying. His power
Aw.
was
Hey
out.
Ziplo, welcome to the stream.
That's a bummer.
Anybody else I haven't said hi to? Lloyd.
Lloyd, he's been here a while.
Cool. How did we do on that random stream last week? Did anybody notice? Like yeah.
People? You
Yeah,
talking last Saturday? Yeah, we had about
Not
50.
too shabby. Last
Yeah.
week, for anybody who missed it, we did a different thing. We played a mixture of PC games that I wanted to, or no, it was a PC game and a console game that I wanted to play, but they
Yep.
were not sponsored by the developers or anything like that. We just picked games we wanted to play, and then we used some spare codes we had for a variety of different games. We gave out 10 different games, one copy of each game. And for me, that
Mhm.
was a lot of fun. So I hope everybody enjoyed that kind of contest because I would like to do it again in the future when we have enough codes to do that again. And I hope everybody has gotten to try out their games. And in fact, if you're in the audience now and you won a game last week, then please let us know what game you won and whether you ended up liking it or not. Because some of those games were really good and some of them were acquired tastes, so to speak. So yeah, definitely I'm just interested in hearing some impressions.
Yeah, in the chat, first Icky said, I just donated, Paul. Then he said, not to your stream, to Gem of War.
Okay, well,
That sounds like trolling to
that's
me.
something.
Wow.
Well, no, he's in our Gems of War guild, and yeah, appreciate that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, our
I
Gems of
see.
War Windows Central guild, we're in the top 40 guilds in the game. Like, we're a force to be reckoned with, and I think we'll continue growing over time as long as I keep putting some effort into it. Ha, I
Very
just
cool.
made everybody lose gravity. It was a moon, and it made them all float for a second. That was neat.
That's
Twizzlers, I didn't know we were dying bread.
Slizzler's has never been a very good typist, poor guy. But I think he's typing from a phone or something.
Yeah, he's typing on mobile
Whoa,
usually.
your sound's
so.
breaking up, Brian.
Oh, that might be my internet
Oh,
being
that
wacky.
stinks.
Yeah, it's been really poor the last couple weeks. So badly they gave me a discount.
At least they did that. Thank you,
Oh, wow.
Monkbox.
Only after I yelled at them.
Alright, that's good to hear, Kinzibit. Kinzibit really liked his game. Excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I ended up buying a copy of Darius Burst, and I really enjoy it.
yeah, that's awesome too. Alejandro liked the game we streamed so much that he just bought his own copy. And he's got a dual monitor setup, so it's perfect for him.
Cool.
Yep, I'm envious.
Yeah, that game was
Brian,
so awesome.
is there anything you can do about, like, trying to solve that issue?
Nope.
Good, you sound better that time. But yeah, if it's coming through real staticky, try to, like, give it a minute or something.
I don't notice anything on my end.
In other words, he's trying to tell you stop talking.
Or just...
Yeah, he's just been nice.
He's being, yeah.
Thank
Polite
you guys.
is the word.
What is this thing? It's like a radio wave or something. Let's see what it does. Oh, looks like the guys... It's like everybody's carts music is jamming out of their carts or something. 20 different power-ups, so you get a lot of interesting effects. The one thing I don't like about the power-ups is, unlike Mario Kart, you can't fire the forward ones backwards. Yeah,
that
because it's
stinks.
fun in Mario
Oh.
Kart. Like, normally you would shoot a shell forward, but it's nice being able to shoot it backwards if you want. And you can't do that in this.
Right.
There's some backwards items, but that's it, you know. They're one way only. Yeah,
Boo.
and the computer is cheating real aggressively, so that is making it harder to actually do well. Hey, I got police lights. I just keep seeing new power-ups. Crazy.
Yeah, your driver nickname should be Paul Ace Ventura or something like that.
Why?
I don't
boy.
know. Why not?
Ah,
Are you a pet detective now, Paul?
Smoking.
It's too bad
Think
he
you're
is
dating
crazy.
yourself.
I think he is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Man, now you reminded me of Ace Ventura, and I want to watch them both. They're both quite good, in my opinion.
They're okay.
They're all right.
Money! That's all I need them to be.
Like
Yeah,
a
but
lot of the
he is-
comedies
he is
from
crazy.
that era, they're not very good when you watch them again.
Aw, I
nowadays.
still love them. I haven't outgrown them a bit. Upgrade.
I actually prefer to watch Jim Carrey's occasional YouTube videos that pop up of him doing stand-up comedy. Those are pretty
Oh, neat.
intense.
They're older videos or newer? He doesn't still do that, does he?
No, it's older stuff. Like
No,
when
he's
he started,
full-time crazy man now.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's an anti-vaxxer and all kinds of stuff. Makes it really hard to appreciate his work if you think about it too much.
Hey, One Big, how you doing?
Stony Silence. Let's not start the wars here.
Yeah, that finish first place outside of your cart was pretty awesome, Paul.
Yeah, that worked out nicely. I'm still not fast enough to catch up with the pack on this. That's obnoxious. So I'm just gonna have to keep grinding and grinding. Wonderful. How are we doing on time?
Ooh,
9:15.
Yeah, we actually kind of just need to be getting close to wrapping it up. We should try to knock out a few things. For one thing, I would like to remind everybody that we are streaming a second game after this game. It's an after party of sorts, not a multiplayer one, because last time we did a multiplayer party, nobody wanted to play along, which I thought was pretty BS, but whatever. So, we are going to stream a little Just Cause 3 for Xbox One. You might have heard
Nice.
Yeah, you might have heard the performance isn't so great in the Xbox One version. We're going to find out firsthand whether that is correct or not. But I've always wanted to play the Just Cause series, and I'm excited about trying it out at last.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of a game you're wanting to try out, I finally got around to throwing in The Last of Us and played it on a 4K TV. That was a
I bet
pretty
that
cool
was
looking
beautiful.
game. I have to
nice.
admit that I've only gotten maybe an hour and a half into it,
Yeah.
something like that. I have to say I can already tell what the hype was about that. Even though that game's what, a couple
Yeah.
years old now.
Yeah.
Oh, breaking up again, Brian.
Oh.
That's cool. You're playing the PS4 version, right?
Right, yeah. And I actually threw in Just Cause 2 as well recently.
Oh, you played Just Cause 2?
Yeah, I have it on Steam.
Is it... And how do you like it?
Never gotten very far in it, but I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, those games... It's
Well,
a
it's
make
tough.
your own fun kind of game is how I understand it. That, you know, it's if you like messing around and doing silly things that you'll have a lot of fun with it. So I'm sure Goat Simulator fans would like it, but it is more structured than Goat Simulator. Like there is a real campaign and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a story and everything, but yeah, you're allowed to do what you want.
It's more like Grand Theft Auto, isn't it?
It's not like where you go someplace and pick up a mission.
You go
But-
around a map and knock things out, right? Basically.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, there's I'm thinking I don't know if Just Cause 3 how it is. I just haven't played it, but I mean, there was a story that pretty much led you in different directions. But I mean, you could go somewhere else if you really wanted to and just blow stuff up.
Oh dang it! Somebody. It's getting to where I can't even win anymore because the computer is cheating so much, and my stats I can't grow them fast enough to keep a pace. So
I'm thinking maybe it's easier to program AI that use those tactics rather than one that's just
I
progressively
guess
harder.
so. It's a shame, but even when you lose, you still earn money, so it's not as frustrating as it could be. But again, when I know I'm doing everything right, but I still lose because the computer decided I have to lose, that's lame. But still, it is, even the Mario Kart games have a level of cheating to them. But I've really enjoyed my time with this so far. I do want to play it more. I think I like it better than Riptide GP2 actually. Just the being able to use weapons and stuff, even if the computer does use them against you, still the weapons make the race more dynamic and interesting, in my opinion.
Right.
Royal Bob says you look like a drunk driver and that they're not cheating.
Aw, you're cold, Royal Bob. Yeah, no, you can count anytime the issue of difficulty comes up. Royal Bob will always argue in favor of it being harder. So
Royal Bob, you're a royal pain in. Oh wait,
the boy
wait
who
a
cried
second.
wolf. He's like the living embodiment of it. In more ways than one, not just on that, but
You're being asked how's the frequency of game achievements.
so far, how many have I got? I've probably got about 5 so far. I haven't really looked at the list, but I know you get achievements for completing all the courses in a cup, and then you also get complete achievements for 3-starring all those courses. So, some of it you'll just have to sit there and dedicate your time to it. That's all right. So, everyone, again, we're getting pretty close to quitting. Remember, we are going to switch to Just Cause after like a 5-minute or so break, so please stick around for that. But also, I wanted to hype next week's stream. As we have been announcing for a week or so, next week's stream is our Windows Central Stream Team Christmas Party. Stream Team!
Yay.
And yeah, we're treating it like a real party. We want it to be the closest thing you can get to a party without everyone being in person with each other. But we want it to have a very relaxed atmosphere. We want everyone who is who likes to do that to have food and drink during the stream, and we're going to give out lots of presents to stream regulars, as well as some presents to people who are not regulars or who aren't as regular. So if you're a dedicated viewer, then definitely you should show up. It's in your best interest. But everybody still has a chance at something good, and I'll personally be delivering those prizes. And the game we'll be playing is Jackbox Party Pack 2, which is a trivia game that everyone can play along with from home. Boy,
Always a good time.
And
Cool.
I don't have to actually play. The game can go on without me personally playing, so that'll let me watch chat a lot better and just talk to you guys. And so I'm looking forward to it for that reason alone, just to get caught up with everybody. That's right, Leonard. It is going to be a party.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Royal Bob says no rules next week.
Well, maybe less rules.
Addicted to Xbox says why OtterBox does not design for Lumias. Maybe
Not
because
enough
there's
money
like
in
5
it.
sold.
Yeah, they're just not popular enough. But they did make... Didn't the 920 have an OtterBox?
Yeah,
I believe they made one for that, and I think they made one for the 520.
I wouldn't be surprised.
that's because they were smart with the 920. They sold it cheaper than everything else.
Yeah, and they made a lot of different colors.
And
They
people
very
bought it.
aggressively marketed it. That's back when Microsoft and Nokia were trying a little harder than they are now. Now, it's like they're only keeping Windows Phone going as a formality. It's kind of...
I mean, could you imagine if they would have dropped the 950 XL or whatever it is for $450 with a free wireless charger,
Oh yeah, that was a good deal.
like they did with the 920?
Wait, which one is... Say that again?
I said that. Yeah, can you imagine if they would have dropped the 950 XL for $450 with a wireless charger like they did the
And
920?
maybe get
it
a
came
phone
out?
carrier to actually sell it instead of only selling it at the Microsoft store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that too.
I mean,
That'd be
yeah,
nice.
I mean, if I was AT&T and Microsoft came to me and was like, "Hey, here's a phone. You're gonna sell it for $650." They're probably like, "Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Not
maybe.
gonna sell any, but all right."
unlock championships. So this is what they look like. That's kind of a downer subject to end the stream with. Yeah, just thinking about how Windows Phone is not doing very well, it's a shame. But we'll see.
Yep. When you're in last, you need to sell
You
cheap.
definitely do, and you got to do everything you can. And Microsoft has the money to win any kind of competition they want, but they have to be willing to spend the money, and they're not. But anyway, once again, I'd like to remind everybody, please leave a comment on tonight's article and let the developers Vector Unit know that you enjoyed seeing Beach Buggy Racing. They have another game coming out next year. It's Riptide GP Renegade. I'm very excited for it. That one is going to have online multiplayer and split screen multiplayer. So they're really putting all their resources into that one. And if you like water racing games, it's going to be probably. I think it's going to be the best yet. We'll see. And always, oh yeah, don't forget, please read our Helldivers review. We reviewed a Steam game called Helldivers, also available on PlayStation. And we really would like for you to read that review and leave positive comment on the article, please. After the contest. Oh, there you go, so-called. There it is. There's a link just in case you want to go read that. Please do. That's how we know whether you're a true supporter or not, is whether you go after those articles. Because remember, we do the stream to promote our website and to promote our articles. So it's... Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's an excellent game.
That too, yes. It is a great game. So the more you learn about it, the more you'll want to play it. And a lot of computers can run it. If you've got just a barely decent graphics card and enough RAM, you'll probably be able to run it.
Yeah, its settings weren't, or its requirements weren't very high, and it looks pretty
I hear
good.
the Surface 3 is not powerful enough to run it, although it might come in different levels of power, and just this guy's wasn't able to run it. I forget.
Most importantly, you can team kill.
Yep, we know you love that.
Huh?
All too familiar. Oh, I don't have any cars leveled up high enough to do quick races at this speed yet, but that's cool that you can do different speed brackets. Oh, yeah, well, he didn't notice, AJ. That's right, we don't chat during the giveaway, but...
It's called advertising.
Oh, living dead girl. Quit being naughty. Alright, so once again, thank you, co-hosts. That's Brian, Jeff, and Alejandro. Yes.
Indeed.
Alright, we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't forget, pick up, if you didn't win, Beach Buggy Racing is $10 on Xbox One. Good price for a big-sized Mario Kart style game for your console. And so we'll see you guys in a few minutes. If you don't stick around for that, be sure to join us next week. And remember, don't hate, appreciate.
Have a good